어머니, 우리 집안에서 요리 제일 잘하는 사람이 누구예요?
나보게 더 있어.
As we explored on No Taste Like Home, food connects us all, bridging generations, cultures, and traditions. But as each generation changes, so does the approach to our recipes. So what would happen if a famous foodie challenged their grandma and another family member to a cook-off, with each of them making the other's most iconic dish? What do we learn about our past and our future when we cook together? We're about to find out. This is Grandma Versus. This time, it's Grandma versus her daughter-in-law. Let's meet Ellen Park and her family.
All the ingredients are all here. Hi, I'm Ellen Park. I'm a content creator that makes Korean dishes with my grandma. I have with me my grandma. Her name is Young-e. And then my mom, Young-mi. Working with my grandma was pretty easy. I just kind of started recording her, right? And our safe space is home, you know, like where we film and do all of our videos. Like that's where she's the most comfortable. I'm the most comfortable too.
생일 축하합니다.
Thank you. She doesn't have a recipe book, so you can't even like know what her next move is. So then when my mom tries to come in, like, oh, aren't you supposed to like rinse this off or cut off this? She's like, no, you're not supposed to do that.
엄마는 내가 하는 방법이니까 어머니가 하시고 싶은 대로.
근데 뭐 할머니 자신 있어, 엄마.
네.
Today my mom is cooking my grandma's famous dish, kimchi-jjigae. And my grandma will be cooking my mom's recipe for 빈대떡.
I brought our apron that we use from home, so feel like home when we're cooking.
Okay, so what's first, mom?
I'm gonna boil the meat so that we can get all the smells out of it.
풀어야지.
끓다고 하고
You need two different kinds of pork for the...
김치찌개 I'm gonna use pork belly, and then for 빈대떡 she's gonna use pork shoulder.
shoulder?
Yeah,
Okay.
pork shoulder. That's why I'm putting both.
You're boiling it together?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't usually boil the meat. I don't do that. I usually just saute. So that was a little bit of differences, but I think she tells me her food tastes better than mine. So I said, yeah, okay. Yeah, this is Halmoni's recipe where she wants to put instant coffee so that it gets all the smells for the pork out. She uses like 2 teaspoonful of coffee, instant coffee. So I just pour it on there, right? And then I put the bean paste in there too. So that's it. And then you're just gonna let it boil.
Okay. 케이 그냥 못해?
안 해.
왜?
그냥 맛없지.
맛없어. 알았어. 할머니, what? 뭐 필요해?
사과도 넣고 샐러리도 넣고.
Actually, you know what, Ellen? I forgot to put it celery. Can you wash this for me? Actually, sorry.
So like my grandma and I are both 막내s, right, youngest of our family, and I feel like that's why her and I butt heads a lot.
왜 나이서 왜 자꾸만 얘기해?
Hi. 주로 뭐 해?
갈아야 되니까
할머니 빈대떡 얼만큼 how many times cook 했어?
말해야지.
많이 했어?
죽을 때까지 하게. 집에서 내
할머니 에너지가 힘이 어떻게 있어서 12명 음식을 맨날 그렇게 잘 하냐고.
누가 열심히.
아니 애들 우리 애들까지 오면은 앤드루 애들까지 오면
그러다가 뭐 마음으로 하는 거지.
오케이. 괜찮아? 다 써? 괜찮아?
조금만 더 해.
조금만 더 해? 알았어.
깔깔하잖아.
깔깔이 뭐야?
인기가이가 조금 보지 마. 이 조금만 더 불어.
조금만 더? 알았어. I think my grandma has an unfair advantage because she's cooked for me the longest, and my mom just really started cooking for me like 2 years ago.
참기름도 더 넣고.
엄마. So you didn't really cook a lot when you were growing up, but then when you came here, you still feel like you didn't have to cook that much?
until I got married, I think then I started to cooking a little bit, right? You know, to feed your brother and your sister, right? Until, you know, your grandma came over and I stopped cooking.
I mean, she's raised me since I was 5, so my parents both were working full time. And then I was born a lot later, so I was kind of a surprise. I'm the youngest out of 3.
I actually asked my mother-in-law, could you please come and help us?
So she came, she dropped everything and came to take care of me in California. So we shared a room together up until high school, actually. So she was my roommate, too. 할머니, 저 우리 방에 둘이 있잖아.
그치.
좋았어? 나 roommate. You liked it? 나 보고 싶어?
안 보고 싶어.
Are you supposed to add garlic?
찌라볼 같이 먹자.
수주나무 해? Is that how you usually make it? Oh, is that how you make it though?
No, I do it. I boil it.
너? 다? 다? 오케이. 됐어? 소금하고 뭐?
마늘.
마늘? What Korean food did you see when you were growing up?
Traditional dishes. I mean, 잡채, 불고기, kimchi-jjigae again. You know.
야, 갑자기 저기 김치찌개 얼마까 할거 남기면 한번 씻어야 될 테니까.
씻어야 돼.
너
I don't.
김치찌개 얼마?
She has her own way. So we have, at sometimes, you know, there's some conflicts, but nice conflicts, you know.
My grandma rinses off the old kimchi like remnants, but then my mom is like, why do you rinse that off? Because don't you want the flavors of the kimchi to still be in the broth? And she's like, you don't want that flavor. Like you want it to be like a brand new, like more robust flavor. That's the back and forth that I see a lot is like with these little details about certain recipes. 한국하고 미국 어떻게 달라?
얼굴 새끼 달라지도 않게 먹었어. 다 그렇지.
Everyone's different.
너도 미국 사람.
나는 미국 사람이야. 나 미국 사람 할머니 한국 사람. 아니 나 한국 사람도 한국 사람하고 미국 사람이야.
Now you wash this kimchi.
Wash this
for-
kimchi.
Yeah.
할머니 얼만큼
They use
씻어?
it for kimchi.
반만.
반만. 오케이. 근데 왜 이렇게 중요해?
사람할 때 좋잖아.
It's good
그
for
뭐라
your
그러지?
body. Yeah.
뭐가 많다고 그러잖아. 바이타민 C가 많다고.
근데 할머니 이거 괜찮아?
한번 씻었어.
아니 안 씻었어. 할머니는 왜 먹었어?
엄마 저부터 먹었으니까 먹었지.
오케이. 할머니 다 써. 이거
건져야지.
건졌어.
국물
국물 다 써. 다.
국물 꾹 눌러 한 번.
꾹 눌러. 오 마이 갓. 오케이.
You have 버리라고요?
엄마.
Oh.
Do you know?
It's a traditional vegetable that they've been fermenting it. The fermenting is good for your digestion system, I think. So that's why I think a lot of people 눌러 짜야 된대 손으로. You have to squeeze it out. Squeeze out all the liquid. Yeah. Ellen, I can help her chopping the kimchi.
오케이. She's letting you help her.
Yeah.
왜 가져가?
가지 마. 엄마 도와줘. Oh my gosh, this is all looking so amazing. 엄마, you're doing a good job. Everyone's doing a good job. 할머니 잘했어. 다 맛있게 보여. 할머니 미국 음식 요리해?
Before long time I spaghetti.
그럼 한국 음식 더 힘들어?
요새 뭐 음식이 옛날하고 다르잖아. 한국 음식도.
어떻게 다뤘어?
여기는 옛날에는 재료가 없지만 지금 재료가 많잖아.
술부터.
Ellen, I think pork is ready, so let's go check on it.
Okay.
And
Do you need a?
yes, gotta drain the water. Pork belly, and that's what I'm gonna use for the kimchi jjigae. And this is pork shoulder. She's gonna use this for her bindaetteok.
What's the difference
I'm
in
not
types of
sure.
meat?
This has more fat. The
Pork belly does.
has more fat in it, and this one has more meat, so more meaty.
난 저걸로 하잖아. 맨날 저걸로 하잖아.
Yeah, that's true. She usually uses pork belly first.
She wants to use some of these.
그거
She wants a little.
You want some of these?
She wants a little bit. Okay. But usually 하면 뭐 그런데 원래 엄마 만들면 이거 안 해.
이건 안 해도 되겠다. 야.
하면 no, you have to use it. Okay, goodbye pork shoulder. 알았어.
You know why? Because that's my recipe.
She wants pork belly, so she gets pork belly. Yeah, my grandma got away in the end. She always does. Because she's the boss. Yeah, in the family, she's definitely the queen and the head.
김치 넣고 이제.
Did you wash it?
넣고. No, I
No,
didn't.
I'm used to having it washing.
She would wash it, but I wouldn't.
Okay. Mom, you know this pot? Because we've
It's a
had it
clay
for-
pot? Yeah.
근데 우리 family, we had it for so long.
We've been using it for a long time. We make this kimchi jjigae, any type of jjigae. You know, it's good. It keeps the heat, right? So,
That's why we kept it for so many years. Because this is, I feel like it's older than me. Was it?
좀 더.
이게
Okay. I'm used to seeing her in an office setting. So seeing her in a cooking, retired like setting, like she's like my grandma's assistant. But now I think she's the sous chef wanting to be like her own chef. So that has been interesting to see.
이게 짠가 싱거운가 모르겠다. 딱 치켜봐.
나?
이 고구마 요거 했죠. 싱거운가 짠가.
소금 더 넣어야 돼. 조금 더. 조금 싱거워. She's letting me.
한번 해보자.
Okay, now we're gonna make one 빈대떡. 오, 빈대떡 맛이 뭐야?
녹두 몰라. Beans brown.
할머니,
Let's try it.
맛 찾아봐. 엄마 거야.
아직 끓었지.
아직 괜찮아?
아, 살짝 끓어.
아, 오케이. She's
괜찮을 걸요?
I don't think she likes it. 좋아? 엄마 잘 만들었어? No, because she needs a little bit longer to cook. 시간이 더 필요해, 이거?
요렇게 하고 해.
So we're waiting for it to get like crispy brown all over.
Crispy brown.
엄마는 how are you doing?
I'm gonna add.
You want sugar?
And mine, she doesn't use it, but I'm gonna.
할머니, 엄마는 설탕 넣어 지금. 할머니 doesn't like adding sugar to anything.
고추장을 넣지?
She's sugar 고추 넣었어.
잠깐만 치지 마. 한쪽 끓여야지.
She's telling you what to do.
I know. You could tell how it is. It's at home too. It's like when I start the cooking, she's like, "You gotta do this. You gotta do that." It's like, let me do my way. Nowadays, she let me in. You know, before she was totally, it's like, I'll do it. Don't do it. You know, when I try to do something. Now I think she gives me some space.
할머니 누구 더 좋아해? 아빠 아니면 나?
어떻게 그런 얘기를 하고 있니?
나는 요리하면 할머니 좋아?
너
Oh my gosh.
맛대가리 더 또 먹을 거 같아.
그럼 에드워드 요리하면
그거 다르잖아.
Oh my god, she said my fiance is better at cooking than me. She likes his cooking better.
뜨거워요. 조심하세요. 괜찮아.
살짝 찍어 놓네.
So you just are you done?
You can turn it off.
Turn it off now? Okay.
She became a widow at her early age, and then she worked all her life, to supporting 4 children. Those are all boys only, and I could tell the difference between her and my mom raised all 6 girls was different. So when she first came to California to live with us, she was a little bit withdrawn. Over the time, I think because of spending time with Ellen, I think she's got used to it, and I think Ellen broke her into that type of kissing, hugging, but I could feel that there's a bond between them.
뽀뽀해.
여기가.
할머니, I love you.
아,
I love you.
아유. 아이고 참.
But like with my mom, I give her. I love you. I love you too. The difference between the two, that's crazy. 누구 안아주는 사람 누구야?
없어.
Oh my god. 왜 뽀뽀 안 좋아?
아유.
할머니 부모님들 할머니한테 I love you 안 했어?
아유 할머니가 어떻게 그런 거 얘기해 옛날 사람들이.
I'm gonna add tofu, Ellen.
Okay, you're gonna have tofu now?
Yeah.
Okay. You know why we got
나 팔을 얹혀놔.
She's so bossy.
If you put tofu too early, it's gonna be all smashed, right? So
Yeah.
you're just gonna put it towards the end.
The last,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then that's it. So once it's all done, I'm just gonna put green onions, and that's it. And you turn it off.
할머니 나 아기 나면 할머니 이렇게 요리해야 돼.
야, 애기 나면 나 죽었다 해.
Oh my god. She's like more of like my teacher now, and she's taking that role really seriously too because she always jokes like this and I don't like it. But she's like, when I'm not here anymore, like you have to like learn these things. Sorry. She like says stuff like that. Yeah, I think she's been saying stuff like that. Like, I want you to be here when I cook these things because like you need to learn the steps in case I'm not around. So I was like, okay, like I'll do that. So I always take every opportunity to film with her. 할머니 오래오래 살아야 돼, 알았어?
아이고 좋아라.
We're all done. Good job. Everything looks so good. Big flavors, great ingredients. Anthony Porowski would love this. Everything looks so good. All of our hard work paid off. Okay, let's start with 할머니's 빈대떡 first. Cheers 먼저 해야 돼. Cheers.
Cheers, cheers. 조금 salt가 더 들어가서 좋을 것 같아. A little bit. 조금 싱거웠어. A little bit of salt would have been, yeah.
김치 찍어 먹을래?
봐.
I've always, not actually boiled the meat. The way how I do it in a pan. This tastes good. Just like this is like how Harmony makes it.
Yeah.
엄마는 지금 레시피 보고 하고 나는 레시피 안 보고 보고.
Harmony swapped out like the pork in this dish. It was supposed to be pork shoulder and she used pork belly. I think my mom followed the recipe the best. But if I had to pick a winner, I think it would be 엄마. I just think like you really made the kimchi jjigae the way Harmony would. We used Harmony's kimchi. We brought it all the way from California. So it just reminded me of home.
내가 더 맛있을까?
So I was always really proud of eating Korean dishes, and I, always loved to eat Korean food. And the culture has shifted too, where people really do appreciate foods from like different countries, especially Korean food. It makes me really proud. So for our family, at least, it's always a source of like comfort and where it brings our family together, because we would always have dinner together. It would always be whatever Korean food my grandma made. It's her, like it's really her in the food. 할머니, 나한테 사랑해. 해줘.
아이고 사랑합니다.
Wow! She said it. That's like the first time I've ever heard her say it, actually. Oh.
I love you, I love you. 난 누가 언제 사랑한다 소리.
이거 봐, she just said,
안
I
해-
never said I love you too.
그건 난 처음이야?
나 그래 처음.
I'm the first person that she's ever said I love you to. Okay, I feel very special. 할머니, 컴백. Good job.
그리고 엘렌 덕분에 좋은 경험이지. 우리가 이렇게 같이 할 수 있는 시간이
야.
많지 않으니까.
그래서
그죠? 처음 해보는 거라.
처음이야 처음.
Yeah, it was the first
처음인데
Yeah.
좋은 경험이야.
Yeah, I think this is like the most memorable day for all three of us, and I'm really glad that we're all together. I think I want to keep cooking together, all three of us. This was really, really fun. I have two amazing women in my life, and I'm super happy and grateful, and I love you. And I love you too. I love you.